Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining for our morning Srimad Bhagavatam sessions. We are reading from Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter number 13, Dhritarashtra quits home. We are on text number 47, starting from today. Ahastani sahastanam apadani chatuspadam falguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. Very popular words you would have heard many times in the lectures also. Jivo jivasya jivanam. One living entity is depending, surviving by another living entity. This is very frequently quoted verse as well. Monica Mataji, you want to read English translation of this verse?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm not ready.
Okay, Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna everyone. Those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another.
General rule is one living being is food for another living being. Who is speaking this verse? Narad Muni is speaking. To whom? Yudhishthir Maharaj. What a beautiful, very, very interesting pastime we are going through. Where here Narad Muni is instructing Yudhishthir Maharaj. Before we saw few verses, Vidura was instructing Dhritarashtra. He was enlightening. Here Narad Muni is enlightening. So in the sloka, what we discuss of Srimad Bhagavatam, one personality enlightens another. Here, Narad Muni enlightening Yudhishthir Maharaj. Before, Vidura enlightening Dhritarashtra. So we see all that. But what happens in the purport? Srila Prabhupada is writing the purport. So in the sloka, one personality enlightens another one. But in the purport, Srila Prabhupada enlightens us with his explanations, with his learning points. It's so beautiful. We are being enlightened, even though this particular pastime has happened thousands of years back by Srila Prabhupada's purport. And seeing you all together in the morning every day just gives so much of inspiration to me. Everyone joining together, learning Srimad Bhagavatam. So interesting, so sweet, so many practical points for us to take home and then remember all these things. So the whole context, as we all know, that it has been started by the questions in the Naimisharanya of the sages. What is the ultimate good for all humanity, which is devotional service? And where did Dharma took the shelter after Krishna departed from this world? And the response to that, Sudha Goswami said, it is Srimad Bhagavatam, where Dharma took the shelter after Krishna departed. So in return, the sages asked the questions, how this Bhagavatam was spoken, how did Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami met, and describe the birth of Parikshit Maharaj and the activities of Parikshit Maharaj. He was a great ruler, great king. How he left everything, he renounced, and he was sitting to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukdev Goswami for 7 days at the end of his life. So in response to that question, what the sages asked, how did Bhagavatam took place? How did this discussion happen? Sudha Goswami starts with the birth of Emperor Parikshit, which we saw before. Because the question was describe the birth of Parikshit Maharaj. The question we saw previous chapter. And then after that, describe the activities, how Parikshit Maharaj was ruling and how he renounced. To come to that point, from the birth to how he was ruling as a king and how he renounced, in between there are certain events, certain incidents that happened, and that's how Parikshit Maharaj became. And what are those events that was happening? So mainly three events we are discussing here. The three, one is Dhritarashtra quitting home, along with Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Vidura quits home. Then we will see that how Krishna departs from this world, and then Pandavas retire timely. The Pandavas also retire from that, and then Parikshit Maharaj becomes the king. So to come to that, this is where we are in this chapter. Dhritarashtra is quitting the home, and when Dhritarashtra, Vidura instructed Dhritarashtra, and he's getting old, he's living a palace life attached to the family affection, and Dhritarashtra leaves home without telling anyone. And Yudhishthir Maharaj is thinking himself, I am the cause. Yudhishthir Maharaj is very interesting. Even before, when all the soldiers were killed, he was thinking himself. Now here he is thinking himself as the cause. And then Narad Muni is instructing him here that don't think yourself as the cause of everything. It is the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna who is the ultimate controller. So in one way, we see that किसी ने किसी को इंसल्ट किया, कोई घर छोड़ के चला गया 5,000 साल पहले. Someone said harsh word to someone 5,000 years back in the home, and someone left the house. He was an old man anyway. What is there in it for us? हमारे लिए क्या है? 5,000 साल पहले किसी ने किसी का इंसल्ट किया, घर छोड़ के जाए, उसमें हमारा क्या? No, but because it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is in connection with Lord Sri Krishna. So many learning points. So many learning points we are getting from this practical application हमारे life में सीखने के लिए, and applying that how we can make our life beautiful. We see that. And Prabhupada has mentioned so many learning points in the purport. Along with that, during our discussion, we learn so many points. And on top of that, you all write in the WhatsApp group. Almost every sloka there is a 10 points. You all writing it. So एक श्लोक में एक point में जो चीज 5,000 साल पहले हुई है situation, we are seeing so much. So here, in this particular verse, in the context, Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthir Maharaj that those who are jivo jivasya jivanam, those who are devoid of hands are pray for those who have hands, and those who are devoid of legs pray for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another. So Narad Muni क्या बोलते हैं इधर युधिष्ठिर महाराज को? Because he was thinking कि the Dhritarashtra went into the forest or the Himalayas, who will take care of him? वो खाएंगे क्या? तो Narad Muni is telling, don't worry about it, because he was worried what will he eat. He is telling, don't worry, Krishna has made such an arrangement. Jivo Jivas, one living entity is depending on another living entity. He can eat the things what grows in that area. Plants, fruits, vegetables, or whatever is available. Krishna has made the sufficient arrangement for everyone. Krishna has organized everything. He is looking after everyone. So no need to worry. Prabhupada points out in the purport very important lesson, and for all of us, that many times people say that Jiva Jivasya Jivanam, that means one living entity must be dependent on another living entity. हम लोग plants, vegetables खाते हैं, उसमें भी जान है, वो भी living entity है. तो कोई लोग मीट खाते हैं, उसमें भी living entity है. They are also a life. The trees and plants and vegetables, that's also a life. So what is the difference? What is wrong in that? इसमें भी खाओ या उसमें भी खाओ. Either way, we have to survive, and either way, we have to kill a living entity. Then what is the difference between eating an animal or eating a plant? Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely in the purport that yes, this law is there of this material world, that one living entity is depending on another living entity, but the law of good sense must be applied. Prabhupada writes in the purport, law of good sense must be applied. That means just a law of common sense, good sense, ki if we compare the pain, if we have to eat, yes, accepted, agree, we have to eat. But then if we eat animals, and to eat animals, the pain is going through the animals. If we compare with that, the pain goes through the plants, living and the fruits and vegetables, it's so much less. कोई भी जानवर का leg or hand cut करके खाना, और किसी का neck, they cut the animals with the neck. Compared to that, picking fruits, vegetables, strawberries, apples, or banana, how less harmful or how less painful it is for the living entity. So law of common sense must be applied, Prabhupada writes. He, it's the pain is very less when a person has a vegetarian diet, and that's why even though we have to be depending on living entity, we have to apply the law of good sense. And on top of that, the ultimate aim for all human beings, all of us, is to develop bhakti for Krishna. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, Krishna accepts vegetarian foodstuff. So what we can, or what a person should do, is get all these fruits, vegetables, grains, whatever things are produced by the land and the plants, can offer it to Krishna as a bhoga and then have it as a prasadam. In that way, whatever sin incurred by killing that living entity, the plants or the fruits or the vegetables, that is taken care by Krishna. And that way we are not having the food stuff for our own sense gratification as a bhoga, but we are having as a prasadam. And that is what Prabhupada writes. Because it is the duty of all human beings. It is duty of everyone to awaken the ultimate spiritual perfection of life. And by following this diet, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam, yes, but by following this vegetarian diet or living depending on the plants and everything, one can fulfill the ultimate perfection of life. And that is what it's mentioned in here. 48. Tad idam Bhagavan Rajan Eka Atma Manam Swadrik Antaro Anantaro Bhati Pashyatam Maya Yorudha. Shweta Mataji, you have translation 48.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Therefore, O king, you should look to the Supreme Lord only, who is one without a second and who manifests himself by different energies and is both within and without.
So Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthir Maharaj that, O king, you should look at that Supreme Lord only. Narad Muni is telling clearly here to Yudhishthir Maharaj that it's not because of you Dhritarashtra has left. It's because of Vidura. Dhritarashtra has left because of the instructions of Vidura, and it's for his good. वो अच्छे के लिए है, जो भी होता है, he has left for his spiritual path, and this is for his good. It is his prime duty. Every human being's prime duty is to get the spiritual awakening. So this is his prime duty. And here he is telling, you should look at that Supreme Lord, and no one is equal to him. He is one who is without a second. Without a second, मतलब without a second का दो meaning होता है. No one is equal to him and no one is superior to him. He is the ultimate. He is not second to anyone. That means he is the top. So, and no one can be equal to him also. भगवान के जैसा equal level पे भी कोई नहीं है. सब लोग नीचे, and Krishna is on the top. So he is telling the one who is without a second, and you should look at that Supreme Lord. Look at that Supreme Lord means whatever situations are happening like this, that we have to look. Narada is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, look into the connection with the Lord. Many times, cricketer, when they hit half century or 100 runs, they hit or they hit a sixer, they look up to the Lord. आपने देखा होगा क्रिकेट में, they look up to the Lord. They have that, look it into a connection, as a gratefulness, as a gratitude. They look up. Even many times, even other sports people as well, they look up as a thanks. And here it is said, you should look up to the Supreme Lord. That means you look all the situations in connection with the Lord. Just like Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, just like you have the Paramatma in the heart and he is guiding, he is managing everyone, he is taking care. In the same way, Dhritarashtra also has Paramatma in the heart. उनके भी हृदय में भगवान है और वो सब कुछ ध्यान रखते हैं. He will take care of everything. Before also, yesterday we saw that how Krishna arranges everything according to Kala, Guna, and Karma. By three things, by three modes of material nature. By time, he manages everything because he is in the heart. He knows desires of the heart. He knows our karma, and he gives. In the same way, नारद मुनि is telling to युधिष्ठिर महाराज कि भगवान सबका ध्यान रखते हैं, आपका भी ध्यान रखते हैं, आपके हृदय में भी भगवान है, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही भगवान धृतराष्ट्र के हृदय में भी है. भगवान सबका ध्यान रखते हैं, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही भगवान धृतराष्ट्र का भी ध्यान रखेंगे. You don't need to worry about him. Lord will take care. Don't worry what he will eat. So that is what Narad Muni is telling in text number 48. Let's do text number 49. किसी को पढ़ना है? अंशुल प्रभु.
हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम ऑल डिवोटीज. थैंक यू प्रभु जी. टेक्स्ट नंबर 49. तोयम अद्य महाराज भगवान धृतभावनः कालरूपो अवतीर्णोऽस्याम् आभावाय सुरद्विषाम्.
Translation: That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in the guise of all-devouring time, Kala Rupa, has now descended on earth to eliminate the envious from the world. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Wow, what a great instruction. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in the guise of all devouring time. In the guise means like a in a hiding form, disguise बोलते हैं ना, in a hiding, in the true जो उनका true form है वो hide करते हैं, and he's coming as the time. Narad Muni is telling to the devotees, Krishna comes in his real form. हमें पता है कृष्णा, to the devotees they perceive Krishna in his real form, two-handed form, playing the flute, and on top of that Krishna as the ultimate protector of all the devotees. That's what we learn. But to non-devotees, Krishna comes in the guise and a hidden form in the time, and what Krishna does is takes away everything. That's why, and it's very scary. In the guise of a time, Krishna comes and destroys everything. Krishna comes and takes off everything, and it's very scary for many people. And that's why there are some people who deny the form of the Lord. They say भगवान निराकार है, उनका कुछ form ही नहीं है. God. Some people say God does not exist, and some people say God exists, but he doesn't have a form, because for them, they don't want to obey the instructions of the scriptures, and for them, Krishna or the God in the form of a time is very scary, because he will come and take away everything. It's the time, Krishna in the form of time, he's doing all this changes, dwindling. The characteristic of time is its degrades, or what is it called, decay. That means everything dwindles with the time. Kuch bhi ho. The car is a brand new car, everything is nicely done, but by the time 5, 10 saal, 20 years, 50 years, the car will be gone, dwindling, decaying. That is the characteristic of time. Kuch bhi, the house, the big empires, everything. The Krishna comes as a time and destroys everything, even our own body. Time comes, and it's the effect of time. It's the all-devouring time. A person with a beautiful long black hair, धीरे 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 वो hair grey हो जाते हैं, धीरे धीरे वो hair white हो जाते हैं, फिर वो hair गिरने लगते हैं, बाल बचते नहीं है. All these things, eyes become weak by the effect of time. अच्छे से देखते हैं, मस्ती करते हैं, सब कुछ पढ़ते हैं. बाय द टाइम कम्स इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ टाइम, देखना बंद, वीक हो जाता है, चश्मा पहनना पड़ता है, एंड वी हैव टू वेयर ग्लासेस. द आईज बिकम वीक, द नीज बिकम वीक. लॉट ऑफ पीपल गो फॉर नी रिप्लेसमेंट्स, बैक, teeth starts wobbling, hearing aid people starts wearing. It's the effect of time. सब कुछ. और ये सब जब होता है तो वो क्या होता है, वो कृष्णा भगवान की नोटिस है हमें कि भाई ये सब इंडिकेशन देता हूं, नोटिस आती है, अभी सुधर जाओ. द व्हाट डू पीपल डू? जैसे ही बाल ग्रे होते हैं, वाइट होते हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट as a notice given by the Lord to become serious, People dye the hair, people color the hair, and then one of my friend recently went for a hair transplant. उनका पूरा साफ था, hair transplant करा के इतना अच्छा hair style बना दिया. खुद तो इल्यूजन में है, लेकिन दूसरों को भी इल्यूजन में डाल देते हैं, because people also don't see that notice is given. And chasma, if a person is wearing glasses, it is the notice of the Lord to tell that this is the indication we are approaching, the decaying ho raha hai, dwindling ho raha hai, become serious. Yes, no harm in getting the glasses, but to wear the glass, and then what a person should do is read Srimad Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita, the message of Lord Shri Krishna, the scriptures. But ज़्यादातर लोग क्या करते हैं, आंखें से अच्छा दिखना बंद हो गया, then they get the glasses, and after wearing that glasses they read newspapers, they watch news channels, they watch TV or a movie. Krishna has given notices one by one. Knee replacement people do, कितने को होता है knee replacement? I hear so many people, knee having problem. Knee replacement के बाद, this is the indication of the Lord that we should go to temples more often. थोड़ा भी अच्छे से चल सकते हैं तो we should go to the programs, the dham. We can utilize our time, because these are the notices given by the Lord that we have to understand the signs. ये सब ये साइन दे रहे हैं. जो बंदा पूरा वर्ल्ड टूर करता है, मैराथन भागता है, अभी मैराथन था लास्ट संडे इधर सेंट किल्डा में, पीपल रन, पीपल गो फॉर ए मॉर्निंग वॉक, दे गो टू द जिम, दैट पर्सन with the effect of time, as it is mentioned here, all devouring time, काल रूपा, वो बंदा अपने बेड से टॉयलेट में भी नहीं जा सकेगा. And this is what the effect of time is. He wouldn't be able to stand. And if a person goes to the toilet from the bed by himself or herself, the family members will say, अरे वो बहुत खुश हो जाएंगे, वो अपने आप खड़े हो गए टॉयलेट के. इतना इतना वो खड़े भी नहीं हो सकेंगे, ऐसा दिन आने वाला है. All devouring time. So the point to be understood is, we have to understand these signals of the Lord of the time and take it seriously. Instead of becoming illusioned and keeping others illusioned, we have to act on these indications because that is the effect of time decaying. 100%, no one can say. That's why it is said, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukh Doshanu Anudarshanam. जन्म मृत्यु जरा और व्याधि जो डिजीजेस है, ओल्ड एज है, डेथ है, दे आर दुख अनुदर्शनम. अनुदर्शनम मीन्स वो देखना चाहिए, वो देखेंगे तो पता चलेगा, उसको कवर कर देंगे तो लोगों को पता ही नहीं चलेगा. दैट मीन पीपल विल स्टे इन द इल्यूजन. जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुख है, वो दुख दोषा अनुदर्शनम. We have to see all these things and we have to learn from all these things. That is what's mentioned. Text number 50. Radhika Mataji. Then 51, Krishna Prabhu can do.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Nishpadatitam devakrityam aveshesham pratikshate tavad yuyam avikshadvam bhaved yavad iheshwaraha. The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods, and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. Hare Krishna.
So, Narad Muni is indicating, giving a hint again to Yudhishthira Maharaj that you Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on the earth. Remember, we discussed before, where Vidura comes, Lord Krishna has already departed from the planet. Yadu dynasty has already been annihilated. But Vidura is not telling that to Yudhishthira Maharaj, to the Pandavas. And here also, Narad Muni, same way he's telling that Krishna has, he's not telling, but he's giving a hint that you can wait here until Krishna is here. And then you may also live. That means, we know from Bhagavad Gita as well that Krishna appears, Krishna to perform some task, specific missions. Krishna comes and then Krishna departs. He goes to other planets, other universes, and he takes in multiple different forms. He continues his leela and pastime. वो चलता रहता है. He came here to annihilate the miscreants. असुर जो लोग होते हैं, असुर वृत्ति वाले जो लोग होते हैं, demoniac people, उनको मिटाने के लिए Krishna comes. He appears, he takes a form, he performs the pastimes, and then he goes somewhere else. So that is what Narad Muni is mentioning to you, this Maharaj, that Krishna has come, appeared, he is performing this Leela, he is performing this task of destroying the miscreants, and you can also stay here until Krishna is there, and then you can also depart when Krishna is departing. And that's why Narad Muni is not telling directly here to Yudhishthir Maharaj that Krishna has already departed. And we'll see next chapter that how Pandavas find out Krishna has departed. Very detailed, very nice description as is given in the next chapter. 15th chapter. अभी 14th में आएगा. Yeah, the disappearance of Lord Shri Krishna. Okay, 51. Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Dhritarashtra saha bhratra Gandharya cha swabharyaya Dakshinena himavata Rishinam ashramam gata. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O king, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidura, and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalaya mountains, where there are shelters of the great sages.
So नारद मुनि इधर स्पेसिफिक आंसर देते हैं कि धृतराष्ट्र कहाँ गए. This question Yudhishthir Maharaj asked when he was sad, he was morose. Sanjaya tha palace में, and then he didn't see. He asked Sanjaya, and he was thinking that because of himself this would have happened. And then when Narad Muni comes in text number 39, what did we do now? Text number 41. In text number 39, Yudhishthir Maharaj asked to Narad Muni, where did he go? I can't see them here. वो कहाँ गए? And until from text number 39 to 51, Narad Muni is in the middle giving the philosophy first. कि जो भगवान सबका ध्यान रखेंगे. You don't need to worry. The system is arranged in the way. Everyone is being taken care by the karma and kala. It is the Supreme Lord in the heart of everyone. He decides, what the people get. And Dhritarashtra has went by the instructions of Vidura for his own spiritual alignment. It is good. So pura philosophy dete hai, and now he's telling exact answer what Yudhishthir Maharaj asked, that Dhritarashtra, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother, and wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalayan mountains, where there are shelters of the great sages. वो कहाँ गए हैं वो अभी बताते हैं. He went to the Himalayan mountains. For us, because we are doing the purports, learning points and everything, I think text number 39 we could have done 5 days back or 4 days back. But here, while the purport was not, the discussion was not happening, only the Sanskrit slokas happening. So it could be just 2 minutes. 39 से 51 कितना हुआ? 12 श्लोक. 12 श्लोक बोलने का 2 मिनट होगा. So what what Yudhishthir Maharaj asked to Narad Muni, in 2 minutes only Narad Muni is telling exactly where they are. But in between he gives this philosophy. 52 and 53 can be done together. Anyone wants to read 52?
Hey, Prabhuji.
हाँ बोलो.
Hare Krishna. Srotobhihi saptabhirya vai swardhuni saptadha vyadhat saptanam priyate nana saptashrutah prachakyate. Translation. The place is called Saptasruta, divided by 7, because the waters of the sacred Ganges were divided into 7 branches. This was done for the satisfaction of the 7 great rishis.
So where is he going? That is what I continue text for you. Radhika Mataji, did you read today? नहीं तो, oh, you have done it already. कौन है फिर, शिवा प्रभु और रोहित? Okay, Shiva Prabhu can read Sanskrit, Rohit Prabhu can read translation of 53, and then we will discuss it together.
Yes. Hare Krishna. 1.13.53. स्नानवानु सवनं तस्मिन् हुत्वा चाङ्ग्रिण्यथा विधि अव्यक्षे उपशान्तमा सास्ते विगतैषणः.
Hare Krishna, everyone. On the banks at Saptasrota, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in beginning Ashtanga Yoga by bathing 3 times daily, in the morning, noon, and evening, by performing the Agnihotra sacrifice with fire, and by drinking only water. This helps one control the mind and the senses and frees one completely from thoughts of familial affection. Hare Krishna.
So here, Narad Muni is telling clear, specific information to युधिष्ठिर महाराज. थे वो कहाँ गए हैं? हिमालयन माउंटेन में, सदर्न साइड ऑफ द हिमालयन माउंटेन्स, और वहां पे एक सप्तस्रोता, द river Ganges is divided in because of the 7 rishis in the 7 different branches. It is mentioned here. And वहां पे वो क्या कर रहे हैं धृतराष्ट्र? He is performing Ashtanga Yoga by bathing 3 times in a day, in the morning, noon, and evening, and performing sacrifice every day. On top of that, living only by drinking water. So Pura Ashtanga Yoga, how he was performing, what he was doing, Narad Muni is giving all the informations to Yudhishthir Maharaj here. Prabhupada in the purport tells about the modern yoga system. So many yoga centers. Shiva Prabhu, if you can mute, please. Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport about the modern yoga system. So many yoga centers and so many yoga businesses booming in the Western world. But Prabhupada writes that a bhogi and a yogi, they are opposite terms. इधर पे क्या होता है? अष्टांग योगा युधिष्ठिर धृतराष्ट्र is performing, but he's drinking only water and performing the sacrifice. And that is the ultimate aim. Yaman, Ashtanga Yoga, 8 Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayana, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. The ultimate aim is to get the spiritual benefit. But in modern world, this yoga center is running, and people generally go to do these postures and exercises and different limbs, stretching and everything to get the fit, healthy body. There is no spiritual element. And Prabhupada says that those people who go to the modern yoga center, they have no austerity for food, drinking. वो कुछ भी खाते हैं, कुछ भी पीते हैं. There is no rules and regulations they follow. They go for 1 hour, 45 minutes, do some postures. Not all of them, but many of them. They do these postures, and they are like a bhogi. They will be drinking alcohol, they will be eating meat and everything. So Prabhupada writes, bhogi and yogi, they are opposite terms. If someone wants to be a yogi, then one must do this austerity. Yama and niyama, the Ashtanga Yoga process starts with that. Yama, niyama, do's and don'ts. क्या खाना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, what must be followed. They are all rules and regulations. But modern center, the person teaching, the teachers, they may not even know, and the persons, the aim of that yoga is also lost. Getting the dharana, dhyana, and samadhi stage where they can have darshan of the Lord in the heart, वो तो है ही नहीं. वो fitness के लिए लोग जाते हैं yoga में, and then yoga has become the fashion, and people go without following any rules and regulations. So Srila Prabhupada writes, on top of that, the yogi and bhogi, Prabhupada also explains that he went to southern side of the Himalayan mountains. That means importance of a spiritual atmosphere. spiritual environment a devotee should go to perform that. Here we see that how Dhritarashtra, as part of Ashtanga Yoga process, doing Agnihotra sacrifice as well in the mornings. What is our sacrifice? हमारा वो यज्ञ कर रहा था अग्निहोत्र, हमारा यज्ञ है संकीर्तन यज्ञ. For our life we have to do chanting every day. That is what is mentioned. To live in a spiritual atmosphere means importance of visiting the association of devotees, importance of visiting the temple, have darshan. Many times I was speaking to one Mataji. I said, come to the temple Sunday. नहीं, वहां पे बहुत भीड़ होती है. So much crowd there, big queues there. And then she said that uh, uh, ऑनलाइन दर्शन, भगवान का ऑनलाइन में फोटो आता है, उसमें से दर्शन कर लेते हैं. This is Krishna has given us this body, this legs, this health, where we can go and have personal association of the devotees, have darshan. थोड़े समय के बाद it is the all devouring time. The effect of kala ऐसा होगा कि even though we want, we wouldn't be able to go to the temple. खड़े भी नहीं हो सकेंगे. थोड़े सालों की बात है. It's not long. Life is very short. And then by force we have to do online darshan. हम फोटो देख के ही खुश होने वाले हैं. I live near to the temple here. I see many times devotees do the phone video call. The old parent, mother or father might be lying on the bed and they give the online darshan to the parents. And this is what the effect of kala will be. So while we are fit and healthy, while we have possibility of wherever the association of devotees is happening, the programs, the festivals are celebrated, some service opportunities, their temple visiting is possible, we should take the benefit. Because after a while हम नहीं कर सकेंगे, ये सेवा भी नहीं कर सकेंगे, मंदिर भी नहीं जा सकेंगे, बड़ी लंबी लाइन में भी खड़े नहीं रह सकेंगे, भी डिवोटी एसोसिएशन कहीं प्रोग्राम है वहां भी नहीं जा सकेंगे. Everything will be stopped after few years. And that's why it's very important to do all these things while it is possible for us to do. 7:08. All right, we'll stop at 53. We'll start from 54 tomorrow. Any additions by anyone? If I have missed something, please add to it.
Prabhuji, one question. So it says he's doing Ashtanga Yoga in the verse, but Prabhupada's last line, in the first line says mechanical way to control the senses and mind and divert them. But the last line of the purport says he's completely absorbed in the thoughts of Lord Hari, the personality of Godhead. Does it mean he's also doing Bhakti Yoga? Because he's engaging in the
Yes, Ashtanga Yoga is a bona fide way of attaining spiritual perfection. But the first line is meant for people of the modern world, the mechanical way of to control the senses and mind, what people are following here. But it is not recommended for Kali Yuga. And that's why Dhritarashtra, when he was doing, it's a bona fide way. Nothing wrong. Remember, we gave the example. अगर किसी को ground floor से top floor पे जाना है, तो they can take the stairs and reach to the 10th floor. Or if someone wants to reach faster, a person can take the lift and go reach there easier and faster as well. So Ashtanga Yoga, yes, it is about, but it is very hard controlling the senses, controlling the mind. It's very hard, and for especially people of Kali Yuga, it is not recommended. And that's why the lift, that is a Bhakti Yoga process, which is not Ashtanga Yoga, but Bhakti Yoga process, which is very easier and which is very faster. But the Dhritarashtra, when he was following, yes, it is the way one can absorb in the Lord. Because yama niyam asana dharana dhyana samadhi stage, they can have the darshan of the Lord. And when they have the darshan of the Lord in the heart, they are so beautifully captivated, they want to do some service, some reciprocation, and that's how they can get to reach the perfection. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Anyone else?
Prabhuji, this is Sudeep here. I have two things. One is about the Sapta Shrota rivers. Those, do we know, are they where they are? And the second one was about Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. What I understood was, is still a form of liberation, but not the bhakti form of the liberation that Prabhupada has doctrined or has prescribed. That's what my understanding is, Prabhuji.
The 7 branches, there are branches of river Ganges. I know one of the branch, when we go to Mayapur, Alaknanda, there are different branches. So I don't know exactly what 7 branches and what is this.
It's not a Sapta Sindhu, is it? Or it's not Sapta Sindhu part. It is probably different. Not sure.
Sapta Sindhu. Where is Sapta Sindhu mentioned? I haven't read.
Sapta Sindhu are those like Chenab, Jhelum, that one. I'm not sure whether that one they are considering it as, or is it?
I have no idea. You find out, do some research, and let me know.
Yeah.
I haven't done research into this particular aspect. ठीक है? ओके, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, everybody.